now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? Watermelon. What's up, guys? We've got Boz and Jeremy here. Long anticipated sit down with Coach Jeremy. So we're gonna get to know you a little bit, try and pull some fun details out, get past the surface stuff, and see what interesting things you have to say today. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Love having you. Yeah. How long have you? Why don't you start off? Introduce yourself a little bit. How long you been here, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So as many of you know, Jeremy Dornbush came here. I did a drop-in March time for the quarterfinals, April time for the quarterfinals. I was exiting the active duty military up in Fort Knox and looked up and did a lot of research on gyms and found this one and came in, and you let me do a drop-in really quick to get a quarterfinal in, and
I would say there was nothing really quick about it. The one thing that I took away from that is you wanted to do the quarterfinal workout and you did it, and then I think I had coached a full class and you're still over on the wall doing some hip open I'm like, this guy has been doing mobility for an hour. Yeah, he hadn't even got his workout done. There was nothing quick about it.
It's as you age, you take a longer time to warm up. As you get up in the master's level, they say your workout lasts about 10 minutes and your warm up is about an hour long. So I kept true to the nature in the master's division. But yeah, I did the workout. Was looking for a place to live, and then I wanted to continue coaching when I came down here. So this is one of the places I wanted to coach. So I actually moved just down the road specifically because I wanted to coach here and go to the gym here. So
awesome. That's really cool. So you've been coaching CrossFit, you're active duty military, coaching CrossFit. Walk us through that, Jeremy's life, active duty military to now, starting that into here. Give us kind of a overview, not an hour-long warm-up overview, but the 20-year-old warm-up.
20-year-old, yeah. So I joined the military back in 2004. 2005, during a deployment, is when I really got into the whole methodology of CrossFit, when we were still using it in that. Before it became a name, that's kind of my claim to fame. I did CrossFit before it got a name. So we started in 2005, continued with that, dabbled still in the natural bodybuilding through 05-06, and then on my second deployment is when I really started to get into it. That was in 2009, and then kind of took off from there and kept going with it through deployments and then through my collegiate career and professional career in soccer. So I went during my time in Norway. I took my CFL 1 at CrossFit Oslo in 2016, and then stayed with it since then. So
2016, got your level 1. It's professional soccer. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. What's that like?
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to play soccer my whole life, and then at 18, I started doing training sessions with the Tampa Bay Mutiny at the time. Our head coach was their assistant coach, so I was still in high school, still transitioning out. Did some training there, and then the USL, the United Soccer League. I signed a contract with the Cocoa Expos in 2019 with them, not 2019, it had been 2004. Yeah, 2004, a couple years after I graduated high school. Signed with them, played with them for a couple years till they folded. The USL was still an up-and-coming league at the time, so there were still some financial issues going on with that. And then from there, I went active duty in 09, came back, left in 13, went back to college at 2013 at 30 years old. Played Division III, and that's where I ended up having my first injury. I had an ACL tear for the first time, so had a little setback, recouped from that, and then I went and played in Norway for a few years, so about 2.5 years.
How did you end up in Norway? Why? I know you've done a lot there. You like going there now. What was how did that come to be?
Yeah, the university that I went to up in Washington is Pacific Lutheran University. They have ties to Norway specifically. They're a Norwegian, I guess, charter school for Norwegians to come over and attend university here, American University, and get their degree. I met a Norwegian soccer player who she also played for the team, and then her and I were also doing training sessions with the Seattle Sounders U23 teams. She had to go back. I decided to go, and yeah, ended up staying and signed a contract over there in the Division 3. Eventually moved up to Division 2. I would have gone back again in 2016, but I incurred another ACL tear with the All-Emory soccer team and the USA team.
Was that a romantic interest that took you over there?
A little bit, yeah. yeah.
You know what? Yeah. This is why we dig. Now it all makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So she ended up, she was actually one of the top goal scorers in Norway for the team that she played for. She played for Vålerenga, women's team, and then just ended up staying over. Love the country, and the people are really, really friendly too. So yes, I do go back quite often.
Do you still play soccer at all now?
I do. In June, I went and played for the U.S. Regional National Soccer Tournament in South Carolina for a weekend. So,
I remember you going to do that. Is soccer a part of like your daily or weekly like schedule, or you just kind of pick up, put the cleats back on when it's time to go and play, or like are you play regularly now or what?
No, so I don't play regularly. 6 knee surgeries later. My wife, Lynn, she prefers I don't play soccer anymore, but she understands that I'll always play. I'll never give that up. That's been a part of my life. So I will be asked to guest play for other teams, lace up and go play for fun. I don't really do it on a regular basis now, but if somebody does ask me, they'll usually let me know a few months in advance, and I'll start doing preparation training. So I'll change up how I'm doing my CrossFit stuff. I'll still dabble in it, but it'll be more sport specific training than opposed to just CrossFit training. So
okay, so we got the soccer passion, travel, obviously Norway and elsewhere. The military, so talk about going from like full-time active duty to where you are now, and what that looks like, and what kind of changes there was, and anything you find interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack when you leave active duty. You're used to the camaraderie, you're used to having to push yourself every single day. You have to be the top of your game. Being a senior leader, and I've been in for 20 years now, I got 14 and a half active duty. It's hard to go back to the civilian side, and kind of where the reason I gravitate towards CrossFit is because it is the community. I can still coach, I can still mentor people, still help them achieve something that they never thought they could achieve. When I was in the military, and still I do it part-time now, you get a sense of leading others and helping others achieve something, and that's what fulfills me and helps me keep going every single day. Outside of other issues, when you transition from active duty to the civilian side, it's really, really hard. You don't really connect with a lot of people. There's not a lot of like-minded individuals. The work ethic really isn't there, and you don't have an identity. So soccer has been, and the military have been my identity for over 20 years. Soccer more so, but people don't realize, and I think a lot of athletes and military members don't really talk about that part of their lives. Like, you lose a big part of your identity and you have to re-find yourself. For me, that's probably been one of the most challenging things in leaving active duty, to come to the civilian side and private sector. I am training for, another operator position on the civilian side. So I'm still trying to stay connected with that identity, but I think if we talk about it more, about losing identity and how an athlete finds a new identity to, follow, it can help the general population of CrossFit athletes too that come in every single day.
When you say like civilian operator contract, like I think like some like Jason Bourne shit. Is that what that is, or is it like what does that even mean? Like, what are you trying to go do? Like, I'm gonna go get on a 48-hour flight and come back after not sleeping and like go and do some like what is that? What is that?
Yeah, so there's different entities within the government that you can go and work at. There's different military teams that you can work on that can keep you part-time or allow you to do, as you said, the 48-hour thing. Ideally, you can get put on, 30-day orders and go do whatever job they ask you to do. So there's a lot of different entities that a lot of individuals don't really know. So, but it still gives me the connection to what I've done for so long. I can't fully step away from it. It's really hard for me to do. Which is why I push myself so hard in the gym, is because one, age is there. It's something you can't get away, but if I can still maintain and keep up with 18-year-olds and the 21-year-olds, then, why not keep going?
Father Time is undefeated. That's what they say. Yeah, so trying to find identity after 20-something years. It's not talked about a lot, or it is kind of talked about. I think the topic is talked about, but on an individual basis, it seems like a lot of people just internalize and don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. What has been the most helpful thing for you to try and transition from full-time to, civilian or whatnot? Or is it like, no, I'm not transitioning, I'm going to go back for 30 days. I haven't given it up. Even though I'm out, it's still up here.
Yeah. I would say the biggest help for me is coming and coaching every single day. It really does help me transition. It keeps me connected. It helps me help other people. The biggest reward for me is seeing people hit PRs, doing their first pull-up. Everybody wants to get the first bar muscle up or ring muscle up. For me, a lot of people can't even do a pull-up. So seeing them do something that they've wanted to do for a really long time, and then they've worked for that for a year, 2 years. One of my biggest kryptonites was double unders and I've, again, been doing this since 2005, and I couldn't do double unders until last year. And it wasn't until I actually put the focus into that and seeing my own success helps me want to come in every single day, coach, and put that much more effort into seeing other people achieve something that they've probably been working on for years and years. And that helps me transition to, the general population, the civilian sector, as opposed to always wanting to run and gun all the time.
And that's because you were a leader and a teacher while you were in?
Yes, yeah. Always trying to set the standard or exceed the standard. So is
everybody in that position, in a leadership position, or there's people that are in the military that they wouldn't consider themselves leaders?
Yeah, obviously you have ranks. So you have your lower enlisted, and then you have your senior enlisted. Not everybody gets to make it to a senior enlisted leader. Even the ones, I look at some of the E3s, the junior enlisted, they're leaders to me. They inspire me. They teach me new things every single day. I think as a leader, you can't necessarily put yourself up above everybody else and say I've done this and I'm at the top and what I say goes. You have to learn from those that are bring in, new blood. A fresh look at things, a fresh way to do things, and I take those and use those as my leadership. But not everybody's a leader in the military. Even the leaders you do have, there are some that will never put forth the effort, and they won't be the standard or the example for others to follow. And you can see that.
So a question that I was going to have is why do you like to coach? What do you like about it? It's obviously it's definitely a career of passion or a job of passion. You're not going to sign up to coach fitness classes because you're going to make $1 billion doing it or whatnot. So you kind of talked a little bit about, but elaborate on why would you pick a new area based on a gym that you wanted to coach at that you hadn't even joined yet? Like, why would you do that?
I think two things. One is there's a challenge to integrate myself, like personally integrate myself and challenge myself to step outside my comfort zone. I don't go and meet new people. I don't go to outings. I don't go to events. You would never know it seeing me in the gym. I try and interact with all of those. But for me, a lot of people don't know this, but that's pretty difficult for me to do. I don't go out of my way to make friends or associate with people outside of my very, very small friend group. And when I say small, it's like 7 people. Yeah. So it was a challenge to come in, meet new people, and then also to have an impact in a new area. Leaving, Kentucky, I coached up there, and felt that the impact that I had on a lot of people there, and I still stay connected with them up there, is something I wanted to bring home. I'm originally from Florida. I grew up in Titusville, born and raised, and I just see what fitness does and how the health industry is. We push so much. There's so much negative connotation on CrossFit, and I'm a big advocate for it, like through and through. Whatever fitness you're doing, it doesn't matter, but I'm a very big advocate for CrossFit no matter where it is, and I always want to see it grow. But to have that impact here in Daytona Beach, in my home state, is something that I really wanted to do.
Okay, I like that. So we have military, born and raised in Florida, soccer, now we're out doing the coaching thing, trying to get the operator thing. What does the next step look like for you? Like, what does the next phase of life look like for Jeremy?
Yeah, 100 mile an hour this weekend. No, just kidding. I don't know. I want to continue to grow in the fitness industry. Like, my goal for 2025 is to achieve and secure my CFL 3, my level 3, again, to continue to grow the community, grow my knowledge base, and learn the most I can at the highest level, and be able to train and give that back to the gym, and bring more people in. One reason I chose this place is the professionalism that I saw when I came in. Again, looking at the website, looking at how you value the members. You don't see that at gyms where members are valued. They're just seen as a paycheck in the pocketbook. I've done that for so long in the military. I'm just a number. I'm just, you're only a moment in time, and it's what do you do at that time. And I think these members, the reason they stay is because they feel the value that you give back to them. So yeah, that's, for me, it's, CFL 3, doing a half marathon, not eight of them, and continuing. And then just continuing to challenge myself in different ways. I was asked the other night if I'd ever done an Ironman, and I haven't. I have thought about it. It's something that is on the bucket list to do as well.
Do you have room for the tattoo?
No. I mean, I do, but I wouldn't do the tattoo.
All right, let's talk some fun stuff. Give us, I'm sure you have plenty of crazy stories. Give us a top tier crazy story.
Crazy story.
Military story. I don't know. I'm sure there's something in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
Something that maybe if you have kids and one day dad's all grown up and I'll tell you this one day or something.
Yeah. That's hard. I mean, a really something I would tell people.
Really put him on the spot.
I know. That's.
Probably you message beforehand.
Yeah.
You come up with a quick
No, I want raw, real
pre-prep
reaction. Here, you can have give your subconscious a minute to think about it. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Just rapid fire, fun stuff. Favorite meal?
Sushi.
Favorite cheat meal?
Taco Bell.
Ooh.
Yeah,
What's your
yeah.
go-to Taco Bell order?
Lynn's gonna laugh and she's gonna the 24 pack of tacos. Soft burrito supremes 24, and yes, I do eat all 24 of them in one sitting.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite CrossFit movement?
I kind of like the ring muscle ups, honestly.
Least favorite CrossFit movement?
Snatches.
Favorite animal?
The lion.
The lion. Why?
Fierce leader, never backs down, always, continuing to move, never sitting in one place for too long.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Oh no.
Ooh. If you're on deployment, yes. If you're not, no.
You don't even have to answer. Your face said it all. You know the answer.
Yep. Only when there's big guns around is it a Christmas movie.
Creamy or crunchy?
Creamy.
Lisa's face.
Context.
No, peanut butter.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like you didn't say it like that.
Yeah. Because I put my peanut butter in the refrigerator.
Ooh.
Yeah. I put it in the refrigerator.
You would think that would like tear the bread up, trying to like spread it. If you're spreading it on the bread, it would because it's so hard, it would tear the bread up.
No, you have to buy the right peanut butter.
Okay. Yeah. What's the right peanut butter?
I'd have to ask Lynn. I went shopping at the grocery store for the first time in like a month because I just send her because I get the same stuff. So.
What?
I spend too much on food too.
Favorite movie?
Point Break.
The original or
the original? 100%.
Did you watch the new one?
I did.
Didn't like it?
No, I liked it. There's just some unrealistic stuff in there. They add all the extra, which I don't think they need to do. I think they were trying to keep up with Mission Impossible stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, just go back to the original. Like, don't change it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All right. I got two more. One's the one I asked you before.
Yeah.
This will be the last one. If you could go back in the future, you could go in the future 10 minutes or back 150 years, what would you do? Future 10 minutes in the future, 150 years in the past?
150 years in the past.
Why?
I don't know. I think learn the history. I want to go back and be a part of history.
Okay.
There's a lot of change that happened back 150 years ago. So.
If you could tell the people, if you had one thing in front of the camera to tell the people, what would it be?
Never give up. No matter what happens in life, whatever life obstacles, you can always overcome the adversity of it. Never give up. Oh, and don't let anybody else tell you that you can't do it, because you can. Everything is a mindset. I was told, at 30, you can't come back. I came back a month after ACL surgery, and I was playing collegiately, and then 7-8 months later, I was playing pro. So it doesn't matter what it is you want. If you put your mind to it, write it down, and go chase it. No matter how long it takes you to get there, you'll eventually get there, but never quit.
Never quit. Love that. Last one. Do you have a story, or do you think of one, or are we going to have to do round two to get some of the crazy stories?
I'll do a deployment story just because it's comfortable for me now more than it has been in the past. I typically don't talk about it as much unless it's within the crew. So there was we had an operation. There is a book about it, by the way. Operation Hammer Down was an operation I was on, and we left at 2:00 in the morning. We'd been up since the day before, like 24 hours before. So we'd been up for quite some time. But we took off on the birds at 2 a.m. in the morning, and we're flying into an area up in the RC east of Afghanistan, going in to clear an area. And we were told that the original LZ, our landing zone, was hot, so we couldn't go in. So it was really bad, like, it was already secured by, the bad people. So they rerouted us to another area. And we were told, oh yeah, it's clear, nobody's there. Little did we know there were people already there, and it was our own guys. I was actually the chalk leader, so I had 24 people on the bird with me. When we landed, my best friend was with the scout platoon that was already on ground. When we landed, we pulled up and we heard people talking. We were landing on a Chinook. Didn't know that it was actually our forces and my best friend that was on the other side. So we came off the back of the bird, and probably 50 yards from each other, we had lasers pointing. And only by the sheer fact of us saying, "Hey, American," and he recognized my voice over all the noise and all the commotion of everybody running off the back of the bird, that we didn't have an incident.
Oh, wow. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Your best friend?
My best friend, yeah. And we still talk about that today, that, we almost, it sounds, like, oh my gosh, we didn't know what we were doing, but it's the split second that you don't have sometimes to think, but knowing and going through our training and, hearing the talk, but we couldn't really make it out because a Chinook is super loud, like super loud, big helicopter. And you got 24 guys running off and, stuff banging and clanging and guys telling you to lay down here and stuff like that. Yeah, and the only thing I said was Americans, and he goes, Bush? And I was like, yep. And he's like,
damn,
it's Nick. And I was like, whew, okay. glad we're cleared there. And that led into a 7-day operation at 10,000 feet, clearing out an area in the Waterpur Valley that had been cleared 3 times before that unsuccessfully. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That was cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Appreciate you doing this.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.